What's up, everybody? Welcome to the K-Pop Kimchi podcast, your number one source for K-Pop girl group entertainment. I am your co-host, Fall Girl, also known as Brian Limper, and today we have a special guest. Our other host, Justin, is back. What's up, dude?
Woo! I'm back, mother effers.
He's back, loud and proud.
Can't hold me down, sort of.
So, I wish everyone could see the setup we got going on right now, because this is the most elite, ghetto-looking system we've ever used, but we had to make sure we brought this week's special episode to you no matter what.
True that.
It's pretty amazing.
Honestly, from what I saw, well, we can spell it out real quick. It's pretty much me at home, still in quarantine, because I did get the coronavirus. I'm almost done with quarantine. I literally have like 2 more days, but we had to record this way. So I'm just in bed on my phone, and Fogg's at his house with the laptop mic and his phone that I'm talking through on like what is that? I don't even know what that like technically is. Like a stand?
It's like a little adjustable stand, so you can like hook it to like the side of a table and you like watch videos and stuff.
Man, it's elite, and it's like shimmied in a way. It's like moved, bent over, so the phone with me talking is by the mic too. So it like all works.
Yeah, it's like super crazy. I feel like I'm like a hacker, like hacking into something right now, and I'm like getting like
that's what it looks like from the picture.
Getting information from my confidants and stuff. It's crazy.
I told you before we started, it looks like you're like taking 1,000 calls right now, just like.
Oh yeah, I'm live on the air right now. This is like a real studio right now.
You got a computer, phone, and the TV.
It's true. Oh yeah, I'm like watching stuff in the back while I'm like doing this. And I got this candle lit back here.
Yeah, this is like, oh yeah, that's back there too. It's like the most elite setup we've ever had, and I'm not even there. So.
Yeah, I was gonna say, all you gotta do is just FaceTime and be like staring at each other like you were here, and I'll just set you up over here, and you never have to leave your house.
That's really funny. I'm glad it worked though, because we had to it's kind of tough to figure out, but we found this and it's working. So
hopefully, we'll see. We'll see when we edit the audio how well it sounds.
Yeah,
but
it's good.
How's it feel to be back? What was it like being gone for a week?
Wasn't very fun. Getting sick is never fun, but it's good to be back. Good to be back this way, even though it's a little different than normal. Still happy to share my 10 songs of the year that everyone already knows. So I'm really excited for. I'm just excited for next week to actually be back like there, so we can just like do the podcast normally. So
I was gonna say the next step was gonna be me giving my top 10 and then guessing what his top 10 was and then seeing how correct it was.
Honestly, that probably would have gone really well because
that actually would have been pretty funny.
You probably could get every single song. The order, I don't know. I mean, you could probably get the order too. Honestly, I think we know the songs pretty well by now. But yeah, I guess that would have been the next step. Is literally just like this might be Justin's top 10.
I guess my next question is, what did you think of last week's episode since you weren't here and it was the first solo episode we had to record?
I thought, especially for the situation, it was above and beyond. I'm not even just saying that because you're my friend or whatever. I thought it was really good. I thought Fogg did an excellent job just kind of because he came up with that all on his own because I couldn't even do this last week. I felt so crappy. But no, Fogg did awesome. The solo birthday project was awesome. And it was great. I don't know. I loved it. I thought it was really good. It was like a nice length too.
I got some rave reviews from all of our fans, and I was
I think it was pretty well received.
Every time I like listened to it, because I'd like re-listen to it, it just sounded so weird because it was just me by myself.
Yeah, it felt weird not to be there, but I felt like that was only like a little bit weird, and it really went like about as good as it could have. Like it went really well. It wasn't like awkward. It was just a little strange because it was one person. And we normally have 2, but that was the only thing that was kind of weird. Other than that, it was really good.
And now everybody knows exactly how colorblind I really am. So,
yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah, it was perfect. And it was a good topic. Luckily, it was Solo's birthday, so that worked out nicely.
It's true. I guess, well, since that's out of the way now, and you reintroduced to the listeners, what's going on? You buy anything lately? You buy any K-pop stuff?
No, I mean, I haven't bought anything, but I will say, since I've literally just had to be in my room for this 10 days, I have watched so much stuff. Like,
Dude,
that's
good.
like all I've been doing is just like watching cake content. Like, thank goodness for YouTube, because it's like there's like an infinite amount of stuff, and I've watched almost all of it, because that's like all I've done. It's just like woke up, watch a bunch of stuff, and then go back to bed.
Dude, that's
But
awesome.
I know I mean, it stinks, but at the same time, it's pretty cool, because sometimes we're like busy and stuff, so we can't necessarily like sit down and watch our faves doing stuff. So it was nice to actually kind of have some time to just chill out and watch whatever.
That is nice.
So yeah, I haven't really bought anything, but I've watched so much stuff.
I got some Luda photo cards. One of them I finally contacted the person on like Instagram that was selling them, and I was like, "Can I get this?" And they're like, "Sure." So I was like, "Sweet," because sometimes they post different pics and stuff, but they have like all the other members of WJSN that don't have Luda. So they finally had one, and I contacted her. It took her like 2 days to get back to me. I'm like, "Oh shit, someone's gonna buy it." But luckily, I got that, so I was happy about that.
Good work.
And you know how I always tell you I'm looking for the one Luda card from Neverland, and I like never find it anywhere? Well, went on eBay last night. Literally, the first thing I saw on there was that card and like a special card that came with it, and I got both of them from someone in America for like $10.
That's the best.
And I was like, all right.
eBay knew. Sometimes you think of a card you need, and then you look like you don't even look for it, and it's just right there.
It's amazing. So I'm happy I got both of those. So that's pretty cool.
That's awesome. I don't know when. I assume, because I'm seeing people get it online, but I assume that Season's Greetings will be here eventually. So
that's all we can really hope for is eventually.
Yeah. I mean, I guess I couldn't have given it to you the last couple weeks anyway, so.
That is true.
Hopefully it comes on like Saturday or Monday or something, because then I could bring it over. But yeah, I'm excited for that just because it looks really fun.
I'll also be really honest. So far, we're only like 8 minutes into this episode, and it feels like I'm just like interviewing somebody over the phone.
Yeah, it's just the big job interview.
Dude, it's a special guest.
It literally is just the COVID interview. That's what we do.
It's funny.
That's what we gotta do.
But this is the end of the year episode, so we've got some loose ends we got to tie up here.
Do we need to discuss any of the happenings in the last couple days of happy things? Or are we gonna forget about that?
We'll get to that.
Okay.
We'll get to that here in a minute. So, because the first thing I want to cover is how we had our fantasy draft for all of you OGs out there that listen to us for longer than like a week.
Mm-hmm.
Which is kind of weird to think about because, people come in and out of listening to podcasts, so I don't really know when they started listening because some people like listen to one episode and then they'll go back and listen like from the beginning, or they'll go back and listen to the last like month's worth of episodes, so they don't know really what's going on.
Right.
So for anybody who didn't know, Justin and I did a fantasy draft where we drafted, K-pop groups, and I abandoned keeping track of it about 6 months ago because I was getting wrecked. So I decided I was going to go back through and I was going to go over all of the groups that we had and add everything. Also, I had like some days off from work, so I had to do something. And see who actually won. So I've got the final stats here for who won.
Oh
boy. I know, right? I told you a little bit about it earlier.
Yeah.
But for Team JT, he had ITZY, Everglow, Chungha, 17, Stray Kids, Red Velvet, Idol, and Blackpink. And for Team Fog Raw, I had Twice, IZ*ONE, EXO, ATEEZ, Sunmi, CLC, Fromis9, and Hinapia. The first overall pick went to me, and I picked Twice. And I mean, they actually did pretty decent, but it was not enough to save me from losing. So when I went through, you remember how we had like a whole grid of like, show wins, show appearances, music views, and all that stuff. I cut out all that frilly stuff because it really didn't matter. So I kind of
don't remember every category.
So really, the only category I went off was comebacks, like how many comebacks they had, because actually some of them had quite a few, and how many views their music videos had. Now, for Red Velvet themselves did not come back as a group, so I counted Soul Ring because that technically was a subgroup, and I wasn't sure if we were going to count subgroups or not. So I counted them anyways because in the long run it didn't matter at all. And I did the same thing for EXO because EXO didn't come back, but a couple of their members made like solo things in 2020, so I counted those.
Yeah, that's fair.
So just so we can keep the suspense up, I'll give you my final tally here. So my final tally for the end of the year was there was 16 comebacks and I had 728.6 points. Okay, over the whole year.
Okay.
You had 19 comebacks and your total was 2,795.5 points.
Woo. It's the 2K win.
So, I mean, like I said, it was nowhere close. So no matter what I counted, it wouldn't have mattered because I just got ran over. But I mean, what you gonna do? You only beat me by 2,066 points, so no big deal.
Well, luckily for me, it was like Blackpink's most active year ever. So
yeah,
that was kind of a big one for me.
Here's some next gen stats for you guys because I looked these up for you too. So out of all of Justin's 19 comebacks, 9 of them were over 100 million views, 13 of them were over 50 million views, and 4 of them were over 2 million views. That's pretty good.
That's a lot. That's really good.
Now for me, out of my 16 comebacks, 2 of them had 1 million views and 5 of them had 50 million views.
Who are our worst performers?
Well, mine was Hinapia because they didn't have a comeback and they disbanded. As for yours, I think Chungha's were pretty low, but it didn't really matter.
Yeah.
I will say the one that overperformed a lot was Everglow. They freaking crushed it.
Just got those YouTube views.
Yep. For me, I will say, well, Promise 9 only had 1 comeback. CLC had 1 comeback. Eyes One had a bunch of comebacks, but they also didn't have any like music videos over 50 million views when I looked at it. So, I mean,
that's weird.
Yeah, it wasn't even close. He destroyed me. And that, my friends, is how next year Blackpink is probably going to be banned and cannot be drafted.
I was going to say, we should probably just take them off the thing.
Here's the other thing. If you took off, I remember doing the math. I think I emailed. I think I texted to you the other day where I said if you took Blackpink off of it, you still beat me by like 700,000, like 700 million views. So, I mean,
oh, dang.
You like doubled mine.
Just God's menu.
It really was, dude. Oh, yeah. And of course,
I forgot I even had them.
When I was like, this is like freaking the biggest comeback of all time for Stray Kids. You just had a real good year.
Did I have Pentagon? Did they even do anything?
No, you had 17 in Stray Kids.
Did they even do it? Did 17 do anything? I have no idea what.
Yeah, actually, they had like 3 really big songs that came out.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, you really just drafted some winners.
Yeah, my team was pretty good.
Just remember, people, whenever you do a draft with K-pop groups, draft to win, not with your heart. Never draft with your heart.
Yeah, that's why Blackpink was my like special guest referee one too. Like
your last vote and you got was Blackpink, and mine was Hinapia, so a little lopsided.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, Hinapia put up 0 points.
Man, the old goose egg.
Unless you count disbandment.
Let's just say they did not put on for their city.
No, not at all.
That was not good. Neither did Promise, and neither did CLC.
Yeah. Well, it's just like, I mean, at least Eyes One had a lot of comebacks.
They did.
They had a lot. Did they have the most?
They had
the most comebacks of anybody's. Like
they had like what did they have like 3 comebacks, and then they had a Japanese comeback.
Yeah, they had a lot. Twice had a few.
Twice had a couple.
He had 2.
Then like
had like 2.
It's weird because Blackpink and Chungha really didn't have too many comebacks, but they had like pre-release singles.
Yeah, that was weird. Chungha had like 1,000 of those.
Yeah, because on hers, she had like 4, but it's because 3 of them were pre-release singles before she even made like her actual release.
I don't even know if she's actually come out with like her actual song yet. Like,
we still might be waiting for it. I don't know.
It's just a bunch of pre-release singles.
But
I thought that was kind of interesting.
Now that we got more people in the Discord, because it's funny because we didn't have people in the Discord when this happened. Maybe we can get like a big draft going and get like.
Yeah, we can actually get like a big one.
We'll have to just dig deep in the archives.
We can ban Blackpink since they were the big earner of last time.
The number one group earning points gets banned every year. So
yeah, or just the number one, or we can just take them and BTS out and then just go from there.
Honestly, probably more fair. Because compared to like other groups, like Twice honestly had as many views on their stuff as like Everglow and ITZY did. So it's not even like they like blew them out of the water or anything.
Yeah, we'll go back to the draft room and configure, especially since we're gonna have more people too. So
yeah, we'll have to work on
that. Out a new way.
I guess now that that's over, I'm glad everyone who cared can get caught up on that. So for 2020, JT is the champion. He's the fantasy champion.
I will say
he has the belt.
Yeah, 2020 champ. I feel like I kind of earned it from getting sick. I will say that was arguably my favorite episode we did last year, this year.
Would you rate that over the Halloween episode?
No, probably not. Probably if I had to rate them, that would be 2, and then Halloween would be 1, because that one was really the best. That was probably my favorite. I'd have to like sit down and think about other ones more. So there's other episodes that were like really fun to do, or just whatever was just like a good time. We had like guests and stuff too, but I know those 2 are probably my favorites.
I think my favorite one was anytime I got to talk about Produce 48. Although that wasn't this year, that was last year.
The early. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, the early episodes.
I liked our episode on the IOI groups that came after IOI. That was fun.
Yeah, that was a nice series.
Because we learned a lot about those like groups after that.
We really did. That was actually, I'm proud of that series. That was a good series.
That's crazy that was this year.
I know.
It seems so long ago.
It does. It's weird. We only have, 1 day left? Yeah, tomorrow's New Year's Eve, isn't it?
Yeah, this will literally be the last episode of the year.
That's crazy.
Because Friday's 2021.
Yeah, you are absolutely right.
So that covers that. What?
Well, and it was weird because, next month's obviously January, and we saw ITZY in late January.
Yeah, January 20th.
I was like, wow, that's crazy. That's weird. That's like really weird thinking about that we drove to Minneapolis and went and saw ITZY. Like, what?
Maybe just out of respect for going to see ITZY, we need to drive back to Minneapolis on the 20th.
Yeah, one day we're going to go back there, and it's not going to be a negative a million degrees.
Dude, it was so cold. I hated it.
That was such,
like, I'm like okay with cold, fun. But that was like frigid cold. Arctic weather cold. It was like -3 out.
That was cold. And it was like super snowy too.
Yeah.
And nothing was open.
Except Chili's.
But, yeah, that's weird. That was a year in. Nothing was a mess then. Everything was cool.
It was just in the works. It wasn't here yet. It was in the works.
It was
cooking.
Slowly creeping. It really was.
So that covers that. I'm glad I could catch that up with us. Also, to what you were alluding to earlier, there was some terrible news in K-pop for my life personally. So, first off, we found out about what we already knew, which was the mistreatment of CLC by Cube Entertainment all these years. And now Elkie is leaving and terminating her contract. So, which pretty much means that, at the least, CLC will not have all 7 members anymore. And I'd be very shocked if there's still a group come, June.
I don't know. That really stunk because we always, knew it and said it. But then at the same time, we're like, maybe somehow Cube will just, prove us wrong and actually, not be the worst when it comes to CLC. And then that didn't happen, and Elkie's leaving, and that was really sad. Her note was really sad, and it was just I don't know. We knew Cube sucked, and this is just them being horrible.
I honestly thought...
You just don't know what they're going to do with the rest. like Idol's already coming back again. Like, what are they gonna do with them? Like, I don't know.
Well, it's weird because they rebranded them, gave them a whole new logo. They actually gave them like colors, and they really hooked them up for the helicopter comeback single.
Yeah.
But it's like, why would you go through all that just to not promote them at all? Unless they're like, I don't know.
And it's not like Oki's like just leaving for reasons of just like she's leaving because they're literally treating them bad, is what she said.
And she feels like she can't like be her own artist or do what she wants, artistically.
It's like stifling. So it's like bad reasons she's leaving. It's not just because of like creative differences, or I mean, it's just like the company stinks. That's why.
Yeah, so that sucked. I mean, now kind of sucks because knowing going into 2021 already, I might be losing CLC and I'll definitely be losing IZ*ONE. So my top two favorite groups are both going to be gone next year.
Yeah, that's not good.
And then you can tell them the other news that we heard today, which we also already knew, but it's official now.
Which was already like one that was, it just needed to be said by the company, but we already knew, and that was Gugudon was disbanding.
Yeah, so they're officially not going to be a group going into 2021 at all.
They are officially, they're done. They're disbanded, which, again, we kind of knew because they hadn't come back in 2 years. And some of the things Sally was mentioning about how they got, like, kicked out of the dorm and all that stuff.
And told not to come back.
And we saw it coming, but...
Still sucks.
What is it, Jellyfish? Is that their company?
Yeah.
They, like, officially said they're disbanding. And I was like, well... Seems like it was a little bit of a waste to me, but, I mean, I don't know.
Yep, so now one of my favorite groups of all time is officially not together anymore. Going to be losing CLC at some time next year, and I'll definitely be losing IZ*ONE next year. So,
that means that Not That Type is their disbandment song. What a bummer.
I know, right?
I loved it. That was like the song that really made me like them a lot, too. And it just stinks, too, because, like, we were still, like, new enough into being fans of K-pop, of like, because I think since like, going on 4 years, that we didn't experience a ton of this yet, but now, like, going forward, it's gonna like keep happening with certain things. Like,
oh yeah,
like we're gonna have to deal with like people leaving, groups disbanding. Like, I don't know. I was thinking about that. I was like, that stinks. Man. This is a big bummer.
Dude, I'm telling you, I got 3 of them right in the pipeline right now.
Right.
3
That's
big
horrible.
ones.
I didn't even think about that because IZ*ONE is like we know, and then CLC is like in limbo.
I guess here's the real question: will CLC be disbanded before IZ*ONE? That's the real question.
I don't know.
I
feel like they're not gonna disband CLC.
We'll see.
I feel like it's going to last like over a year. They're just not going to do anything.
I don't know. I'd rather them just be disbanded so they can go do other stuff.
Yeah, that's true. Instead of just like waiting around and literally not doing anything. I don't even know what they would do. Like,
it also makes it more sad because they have their season's greetings that came out, so that's the last pictures they're ever going to have as a 7-member group.
I know, I was going to say, like, when we first saw it, before we knew any of the news, like, when we were like, that's not the coolest season's greetings ever, it's like not quite as cool as the ones they've had. But I was like, you better buy that now.
I know. Sucks. But that's and Hinapia disbanded this year, but we already talked about that. That's
yeah, that was a bummer too, but again, we weren't necessarily the most surprised.
But that's gonna end up our sad parts of 2020, so we can get into our actual episode.
Yeah, we had there was good stuff the last 2 days, and then bad stuff today. It was weird.
It's just not good.
Because Luna's coming back and stuff, which is awesome, and maybe Hustle, and then there's Red Velvet's gonna be all 5 members performing. I don't know. There's good stuff, and then it was oh wait, this is too good. There's got to be some bad, and I was like, okay, whatever.
Yeah, that's bogus, but I guess only time will tell what'll happen. But it's time to get in the episode that everyone's been waiting for, which is our top 10 favorite songs of 2020. I don't think anyone's going to be surprised by any of these, but we're going to go for it anyways. So
got to.
The way I did my list, which I mean honestly is like what I would have picked half these songs anyways. I just don't know about the order. But I saw it. I'm like, you know what? Let's do it this way. Because for those of you who don't know, I put Last FM on my phone at the beginning of this year, and it like keeps track of all your plays that you have on Spotify. So it like counts your listens for you throughout the year, you know?
Yeah.
So my list is just my top 10 K-pop songs from this year off my Last FM playlist.
Oh, that's awesome.
Because I mean, they did the work for me.
That's true. That's a good idea.
So that's how I picked my list. I'm not really surprised by any of them. There may be like one or two I take off, but for the most part, it's like pretty spot on. I mean, once you hear it, you're gonna be like, yeah, that's pretty accurate.
Yeah.
But yeah. So, do you want to go first or me to go first?
You can go first.
So I'm actually gonna save my honorable mention for a little later because I've got to put it somewhere special.
Okay.
Once we start getting towards the top, you'll know what song it is. But it also just isn't that old of a song. So I mean, even if it counts my listens, you know, I usually put stuff on like shuffle, so it's not like I play the same song on repeat nonstop.
Right.
So, but my number 10 song is "Dun Dun" by Everglow.
Nice.
I know. That's one that I was actually kind of surprised by because I was like, wow, I really listened to it that much. But I'm like, wait a minute, it's been out for a really long time. So
it has. When did that come out? It came out
like the beginning of the year, like February.
I remember it came out like right when we did the draft.
Yeah.
Of our groups.
Like the week before, because you couldn't count the first like 70 views and you still destroyed me. Like, well, 70,000 views or million, whatever it was.
It was a lot, but yeah, that's been out for a long time.
But yeah, that's my number 10. It was awesome. We got to see them live. It was great. I'll never forget that. That was a great time.
And we got to see Dun Dun too.
And honestly, I think Dun Dun might be my favorite title track. It's up there with Bon Bon Chocolate, but I like love Dun Dun. Whenever it comes on in the car, I get like so hyped. The like bass drop and stuff in it is so good.
I think if I had to pick like an Everglow title track, I think it's definitely Dun Dun.
It's so good. I love it. It's so awesome.
It is so sick. I pump for them to come back whenever they are.
To America.
Seriously.
Even though last time they came here, the coronavirus attacked us, so.
The last time they came, the world was not the same when they left.
It's 100% true.
Really, just when they came to Chicago.
They brought the thunder.
Things were different.
But
that's all we'll say.
That's my number 10.
One.
What do you got?
All right, my number 10. My number 10 is Summer Song, and it's from Blackpink with Selena Gomez. And
oh man, I'm so mad that wasn't number 1. I thought it was going to be number 1. I love that song.
Love that song.
Dude.
It's so perfect for summertime.
Oh, I love it. Anyone who doesn't like it doesn't understand music. Or ice cream.
I don't know why anyone was hating on it, because that song was so fun.
I love it. I listen to it all the time.
It was like a little different vibe, too.
Very upbeat and poppy.
Yeah, and like Selena Gomez was pretty cool and all that stuff. And it was awesome. I loved Ice Cream.
Great pick. I always
made the top 10.
That's one of those ones where I like think about it, or I don't think about it, I guess, and then I'm like making lists, and then as soon as I hear it, I'm like, how come this is not like number 1 on all of these lists?
Yeah, that was one I kind of had to think about too, but then I was like, oh, duh, of course. Like, that's got to be there.
Good pick. Ice Cream's a banger. If you haven't listened to it, go listen to it. They're based all the way up.
Appreciated Blackpink this year, so they got to have one song on there.
It's amazing how much they promote and like how popular they are when they promote things.
I know, right? It's weird. Like, oh, they do something and people love them.
So, good pick. My number 9 is one of the songs that actually is probably one of my favorite songs of the year. I listen to it like this I actually listen to like all the time. And it's Dolphin by Oh My Girl.
Okay, nice.
My number 9 most played song from this year.
That is a good one.
I get so hyped to it. It's so good. I just love how it like builds gradually and adds more like percussion to it until it's just like a nasty bass drop at the end.
Oh my gosh, I love that song. That was my favorite song off the Non-Stop album.
And then in like their video, they're just wearing their like little tennis skirts with their sweatshirts and their headbands.
Oh man, it's like such a perfect like Oh My Girl song.
It really is. This is the best.
Like this is Oh My Girl, and it's just Dolphin.
29 times on the playlist, Dolphin.
And little CGI stages are crazy because there's dolphins like flipping all around and stuff.
Oh yeah, that was dope.
Really cool.
All right, what was your number 9?
Good pick. That's one that I definitely like had on the radar. Mine was one that I feel like we really both liked all of each other's songs that we're gonna say, but I had "Not Shy" by ITZY.
Hey,
my number 9.
Great pick. 'Cause that's my number 8.
It was funny because number 9 was Dolphin, but I did some rearranging, and now it's Not Shy. So
hey, there you go. There we go. My number 8's Not Shy. So
that's perfect.
We're gonna put in an extra long clip for this one since we're both picking it as our number. Your number 9, my number 8. Dude, this honestly might be my favorite like title track ITZY's ever had.
It's probably my second favorite one.
I loved it so much.
It was really good.
I love the videos, all the stages, all like the practice room stages, all of the. And then they come and they like do it on like award shows. They have like their cool like cowboy hats and stuff. Man,
yeah,
it's the best. I love it.
Whoever their like choreographer like plans out there, like.
Let's be honest, it's JYP.
It is, but it's so like everything they do is just so good. Like their stages that they perform at these award shows, and like the remixes they've had with like Not Shy and Wannabe, or the intros, like it's all so cool. But yeah, Not Shy, excellent comeback. I had to put number 9.
And we talked about it the other day, and I was like, I don't understand how ITZY's not like the most popular group in the whole world right now. Like they just have been killing it.
Honestly, maybe give them a little more time since they've only been around like a little over a year or so. But
they just like make bangers and they're so popular. I don't get it.
Yeah,
they have it all.
They're great. I mean, they're like my favorite. Like I've watched so many videos of them these past few days. But
dude, that's what's healing you.
Not Shy is awesome.
That's the medicine the doctor ordered. And lots of liquids.
It is helping. Dude, I got so many bottles around me right now.
Make a shrine to ITZY.
Dude, I need to.
Alright, so we covered my number 8. It was Not Shy. So what's your number 8?
Yeah, I guess it's me again because you got number 8. Mine was a B-side.
Ooh.
And it was from Everglow. And it was Salute.
What a great song. All their B-sides are good.
That's probably my favorite Everglow song so far that they've made. I just thought it was really fun. And the vibe of it was really cool. It was kind of different than their title tracks, but it was really just it was just fun. It was a really fun song.
Talk about a group.
See them be like a little different.
Well, it's like talk about a group that makes like really great B-sides, like not just good title tracks, but like every song they make's really good.
They just got some awesome producers for.
They really do.
They do.
Who's over there at that whatever company they're at?
No idea. It's just secretly G-Dragon or something because their songs are really excellent. Like they have not skipped a beat like with anything they've done.
Yeah, I love it. Great song. That whole album's great. Go listen to the whole album. Or EP, whatever you want to call it.
Oh, yeah, because Player's on that, too. And Player's, like, that could be, like, a song of the year, really. Like, that song's so dope.
I love their B-side, Good Boy, off their new album.
Oh, yeah.
Sick.
Honestly, if, like, another group released, like, Player or, like, Good Boy or something, it might be on the top 10. But because it's Everglow and they already have other songs up there, like, it can't be on there. You know what I mean? It's
so crazy because there's like some other rookie groups that came out this year and they like debuted with like Everglow B-sides. I'd be like, this is the greatest group of all time.
Oh, dude. Oh my gosh. Like, dude, that's the most true words ever. Yeah, like, if like Stacy had like Good Boy as their song or something, I'd be like, oh my gosh, let's go.
Rookie of the year.
Easily.
Good pick. It's a good number 8. R.I.P. Kobe. So
R.I.P. Kobe. Yeah, that was this year too.
Oh, damn, it was. That's so nuts. So my number 7 pick, well, I guess it's not really a pick, it's a list. This is an actual list. Is God's Menu by Stray Kids.
Good song.
Oh,
actually amazing song.
It's such a good song. Now that song I've seen the video for so many times. The other video I've also watched about it is Stray Kids reacting to their own music video. It's pretty funny.
I haven't seen that one. That sounds funny.
Oh yeah, I watch it all the time.
But the music video is probably one of the most watched ones that I've seen this year.
Oh, the music video is so sick, especially with like the chefs at the beginning.
Like I didn't know about that like comeback or anything before, but then like once I saw it and like listened to it, I was like, holy cow, this is like that is boy group music right there.
Because I remember people like talking about it, and I was like, oh, cool, like a boy group came back, like who cares?
Yeah.
Sorry if you like boy groups, but I was like, yeah, I'm not too interested in this. And then I don't remember what happened. I don't remember if I saw it somewhere and I was like, hey, dude, listen to this, or what happened, but it was like freaking, I was like, this is the craziest thing I've ever seen. Like, this is great.
I think the first time I saw it was at a recording night. You showed it to me.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember how I saw it.
I didn't know anything about it.
It's like when you showed me Love Bomb, and I was like, I know nothing about this, and then I heard it, and I was like, this is the craziest thing I've ever heard in my life. I love it.
Yeah, and God's Menu was our fan vote song of the year, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was actually. By a lot. So
yes, God's Menu.
Number 7.
God's Menu is the ever important number 7.
Maybe like that might be my favorite video of the year, to be honest with you. I loved it. It was so sick.
It might just like secretly be everyone's favorite song. Just like secretly song of the year is God's Menu.
Yeah, I know, right?
Like I would not disagree with anyone that said that.
Great song. Good stuff.
Okay. Great song. All right, my number 7 comes off my favorite K-pop thing of all time, which we already know, is the Monster album with Irene and Solgi, and it's Naughty. It's a B-side.
That's a good song. The video was wild. I remember I'd never seen the video before, and you showed it to me, and I'm like, what is happening right now?
Yeah, Naughty was awesome. It was like one of the most impressive dances I've ever seen.
So much hand-tutting.
So much hand movement, and I don't know how they remember it, but I thought it was a really cool, like, kind of sophisticated vibe for them. But I love that song. I love the looks in the video, and it just made that album like my favorite album ever. So that was an awesome song, Naughty with Irene and Solgi.
How many B-sides were on that album?
I don't remember. Maybe like 5 total songs or something.
Dude, that's 4 more songs than CLC got this year.
my next pick is the English or Helicopter English version.
The ultimate B-side.
Oh, that was so fun. I don't remember. I think that's what we were talking about. My favorite B-side is English version of Helicopter.
It was like during the Halloween one, and I picked the thing out of the bag.
Yeah.
And it was like give a B-side that everyone should listen to. It was like my favorite B-side is English version of Helicopter.
That's so fun. Yeah, that was again, CLC got one song, but
I haven't really mentioned that. Well, I haven't really mentioned this lately, but one thing that's really bothered me this year, to be honest with you, is like how every group like releases an English version of a song.
Yeah.
It like really bugs me. Like if I want to listen to English pop music, I'd listen to English pop music, you know.
Yeah, I've never been super huge. Like I've never really been too excited about those.
Yeah, but like it seems like everybody makes one now, and I'm just kind of like, why? Like stop selling out to the Western culture. Like you do you. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, that's just me though.
Well, because like I don't know. I'm with you. I'm just like, oh, okay. Like it's there. I'm not like, ooh, let me scroll on down to Helicopter English version over the normal version or anything like that, or like
because I never listen to any English versions of any songs.
I never really do either. The one I did like the bad boy one. I thought was kind of cool, but that was I don't know. It was cool. It kind of just seemed like a whole different song though.
Yeah. But anyways, yeah. So that's my thoughts. Side tangent there.
I don't really get very excited for English versions. But it is what it is, I guess.
So that was your number 7. My number 6 is one song I talk about all the time, and I honestly don't know how many times I've actually played it on the show. So I'm glad you guys can hear it right now.
Oh, awesome!
And it's All the Way Up by J Park.
Oh, nice.
I listen to that song a lot. But yeah, I don't
That song's dope.
know how many times I've actually played it on the show. I know I've talked about it, but I don't know how many times I've actually played it.
Maybe like
Maybe once or
I feel
twice.
like we had to play at least one time.
Yeah. I don't know. But anyways, I'm a huge fan of J Park. He makes some bangers. I don't listen to any of his English versions if anyone's wondering, because I was just talking about that. But yeah, All the Way Up by J Park, one of my favorite songs of the year. It's awesome.
He's the coolest.
It's real cool.
I'm trying to think. I mean, I'm sure we played it before, but yeah, it's a really good song. Because I know you played it for me, and I think it was on the podcast. So it's
Actually, I
gotta be
think
in
I
there
played the
somewhere.
whole video for Becca, and she hated it.
Becca was absolutely not a fan. She would hate this list right now.
She really would. She'd be livid.
She kind of hated everything though, so I mean, whatever.
But anyways, that's my number 6. What was your number 6?
That's a good one. Always J Park, always good. Number 6, my one boy group song that made the list, and it's Hold by Winner.
Dude, yes. Hey,
Hold is my number 6.
that's funny. That's my number 5.
Yes, let's go. Extra long clip here. It comes.
Extra long clip, number 2.
That was
I love that song. I remember you showed that to me, like, this is the best thing ever.
That song is perfect. Video makes it so much better. It's just a goofy video, and that's what we needed. It was so fun.
That was like how I showed you Stray Kids. You like showed that to me, and I was like, man, this is the best thing I've ever seen in my life. Like, until that point, I did not care about boy groups at all, and then I started listening to more boy groups once I heard that song.
Yeah, and then eventually we got, Stray Kids and NCT and all that stuff.
So really, it's all thanks to you showing me Hold by Winner that really opened my boy group eyes to all the dudes out there. So
Dude, shout out to all the dudes. Yeah, that was. I just remember seeing the little album art, and it was so goofy with them back hugging each other.
dude, best album of the year. Best album cover of the year.
I was like, this looks funny, and I listened to it. I was like, ooh, that was like really good actually, and like the video is hilarious. And I actually have liked Mino for like a long time, for a while, but yeah, I love Hold. My favorite boy group song this year, definitely.
I mean, for me, that was the only song that was like in contention for the best boy group of the year until God's Menu came out.
Oh yeah.
And by came out, I mean I just found it randomly.
I feel like you can't not like a song called God's Menu. Like, that's the most intense song name ever.
Man, that should be like a great metalcore band.
Yes, God's Menu. Like, that's so intense. I guess that's why they're chefs in the video.
Dude, it's true. I love that whole scene. They're like just flicking food everywhere. It's awesome.
And like race car drive. Like, the video's so wild.
It's great. But yeah, that's my number 5 pick. So actually, here,
Hold.
before we get to your number 5 pick, I'll throw out my honorable mention real fast because
Okay.
this is a song that needs to be in the top 5 somewhere, but it just didn't have enough time to gather the listens.
Yeah.
And that's Humph by Chocomay.
Okay.
That's my honorable mention. I didn't have enough listens on it to make it into the top 10, but that's my honorable mention top 5 pick is Humph by Chocomay.
If it came out a little earlier, definitely would have been.
Oh, if it came out earlier, it probably would have been like top 3. I think it'd definitely be kind of hard based off the number of listens to beat the top 2 songs, but it could probably be like 3 or 4.
Oh, I wouldn't doubt it. But yeah, I mean, Humph was the best.
Because I think
we all love that.
Based off the listening total, I think Dun Dun actually only beat Humph by like 6 listens. So I mean,
oh wow, it's close.
Yeah, but yeah, that was my honorable mention. I had to put that in. That deserves a top 5 spot, but
it does, because Chocomay is the best. That was we all everybody loved that. Who didn't like that?
yes, and so I don't know anybody who didn't like it.
Like, I didn't see anyone not like it. It was so fun.
Okay, so carry on. What was your number 5? Since we already talked about my number 5.
Well, I can give my honorable mentions super quick.
Okay.
It doesn't really have any it's not like yours where it's like, oh, would be here or anything. It's just I just couldn't really fit it in, and it's God's Menu.
Dude, let's go.
God, that is so technically that's my number 11.
Man, it's almost like we just listen to the same songs.
I know, right? I was like, it's God's Menu because, like, dude, that's the best song ever.
Dude, it's so
my
hard.
honorable mention, but actually it's number 1 in our hearts. So.
It's up there, Chakame in our hearts. It's boy group number 1 and girl group number 1.
Seriously. God's Menu, honorable mention, but okay. Actual top 5 time. I'll go. My number 5 was Wannabe by ITZY.
Ooh.
That is my favorite ITZY title track. It just edged Not Shy for being my favorite, so that earned the top 5 spot. And honestly, the little rock cover version they did with the dance practice and the dropping the drumsticks, that was like the most cool video ever. So Wannabe is number 5.
I respect it. It's a lot of ITZY and I love to see it.
Yep.
Good job, ITZY. You're really just out here rocking the world.
I was like, should we get some variation and stuff? I was like, nah.
Who cares?
That's not for the top 10.
But
People got to beat them this year.
Hey,
if you want to be on the list, you got to beat them.
You got to be true. You got to be true to yourself.
Them's the rules. So come on.
Good pick. So we are in the top 5. Like I said, my number 5 was Hold by Winner. So my number 4 pick is Woo-Ah by Woo-Ah. Dude, I freaking love that song so much.
That's really high up. That's good. I'm not surprised that's on there, but man, that got a good ranking.
Well, I was going to say, it was based off how many times I listened to it this year.
True.
Because like I said earlier, I didn't pick this order. This is the order that Fate had given me. So,
what you listen to.
Woo-Ah by Woo-Ah. And I will go on record like I do every week and say it is the most underappreciated, underrated song of 2020. And it will never get the respect it deserves.
No, it never will. All the haters and losers out there that don't like it.
Also, their last comeback, their whole album was awesome.
Monster debut.
And
Monster debut.
They're about to release a video for I Miss You, which was like my favorite song off that actual like comeback they had, so I'm super hyped about that. That little dance practice, that was awesome.
I'm just glad that they did have a comeback. That was a good sign.
My favorite thing so far with them is when they had their last comeback with a Bad Girl. It was just a one post, and it was the guy from like the show champion or whatever it was, M Countdown. And the person's like, man, this guy really just forgot he was filming the entire group and just made a Mincio fan cam there for a minute. And he like just filmed her for like 2 whole minutes. That was so fun. That was so funny.
That's hilarious.
Oh man,
but that was a good pick.
Maybe
the rookie song of the year.
I love it. Best dance of the decade. With their little
awesome.
pre-chorus dancing, they're just like jumping around with their, I don't know. It's hard to explain. You gotta watch it, but it's beautiful.
Yeah. Everybody go watch it.
Their choreo is also like so energetic and like happy and upbeat. I'm like, how do they not run out of breath? Like, it's crazy.
Yeah, I don't know. There's that energy pill.
They really are. But
it was a great debut. I liked it from. I liked it instantly. I didn't have to like have it grow on me or anything. Like, it was a great song.
I know everybody was like coming for him when it first came out. I'm like, how do you guys not like this? This is so fun.
Yeah, I didn't really get that either. People did not like that. I'll never forget how much people did not like Woo-Ah.
I mean, that's one of those ones that just sticks with you because it's just so sad.
You remember those moments for later on.
You don't. Some people, in like 21 Jump Street, when he's like, dude, you peed your pants. He goes, that was like 5 years ago. He goes, people never forget. That's me.
People don't forget.
When next year when everyone's like super hyped on Woo-Ah, I'm gonna be like, hey, remember that time you guys hated them?
Oh, dude, no one's getting an inch, man.
You'd be like, nope, that was like a year ago. And be like, people never forget.
People don't forget, especially with Woo-Ah.
But yep.
By Woo-Ah.
I also remember when one of our guys in our Discord is drinking some. I don't remember what he was drinking when we were like watching it one time, and it was like, you know who you are. But they were watching it on like the watch together, and it just said it was Woo-Ah by Woo-Ah, and he was freaking out because he didn't know which one was the song title and which one was the group name. He was like laughing for like 20 minutes about it. Good times.
I still don't know.
Dude, good times.
That's hilarious.
Good times.
Hopefully you figure that out. Probably not.
That was my number 4. What's your number 4?
All right, my number 4. Where'd my list go? Oh, my number 4 is no surprise. It's a song. It was on my first half of the year songs. I think it won an award, the KPK award, and now it's in the top 5, and that's the "Enemy" by Card.
Oh, dude, great song.
That like was my most listened to K-pop song of last year. So that
which is funny because I'm like, that was the one song when we did that episode. I was like, I wonder if he's gonna even remember this song, but you did.
Yeah. No, yeah. I love that song so much. I love the video. That whole album is just really good. But yeah, "Enemy" by Card by the ladies, they kill it. And it was great. I'll keep listening to it.
It is a really sweet song. I wonder if we'll get any more songs like that out this next year because J-Sep's in the army. So by default, there's only 3 of them. So I wonder if they'll release anything else like that.
They'll just release whole albums now, and BM will just be a backup dancer because it's uneven. So
that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, just let the girls have their shine.
But yeah, great song, great pick. Good to see some B-sides out here in the top 5.
Yeah, seriously, gotta love the B-sides.
But now we're getting into the real deal, the top 3.
Top 3.
So my third most listened to song of this year was "Butterfly" by WJSN.
Wow. Good job, WJSN.
I was honestly very shocked that was the third most listened to song that I had.
You know, I'm kind of surprised about that too.
Because, I mean, I really didn't get super into him until, about maybe 4 months ago?
Pretty much like when, because we did the episode pretty much when that came out, didn't we? So like, I guess kind of when that came out.
Because we did that episode, and honestly, until we did that episode, I didn't listen to any songs by WJSN.
No, I really didn't either.
So, let me look up when that song actually came out, because now that I'm thinking about it, I must have listened to it a lot in that short period of time.
I think that's why we did the episode for them around then. Because they came back.
Because they're having a comeback. Let's see.
Yeah. And it was for Butterfly.
So June 11th was when we made that. Dang, that was so long ago. Holy crap. That's crazy. Let's see.
So June 11th.
And then Butterfly came out on... Well, telling me it was released in 2020 does not help. Sorry, guys, I'm digging through... Oh, June 9th.
Yeah. Oh, literally 2 days later.
So we put our episode out 2 days after their comeback, so I just listened to it a bunch, I guess.
Yeah, you did. That song was really awesome, don't get me wrong, but I was kind of surprised because I feel like you mentioned other WJSN songs kind of more than that.
Well, that's because that's just the only one from 2020.
Yeah. Good point. But yeah, great song.
So yeah.
It was like our first WJSN comeback kind of as fans, sort of. So.
I think the really funny part about it is I listened to so many WJSN songs that I'm like, I don't even remember listening to it that much.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. I was like, when did you even have time to listen to this?
Yeah, I don't know. But anyways,
especially
I love that song.
Chocolate came out.
That was my first WJSN album I bought. Because I got it from Korean mom and dad up at the Fancy Pencil that one day when I went up there. So, that's that.
Yeah, and you got, didn't you get Bana as the...
Yeah, and that's the card that I was looking for the whole time, the Luda one.
The Luda one, yeah.
But, got that, and Butterfly, let's go. I love it.
Good job, Butterfly. Good job, WJSN. Hopefully you guys come back soon.
Okay, so what's your number 3?
My number 3 is from Luna, and it's So What.
Great song.
That's my favorite Luna song.
Great.
Didn't know anything about Luna until that song. That song changed my life, more of my life, I guess. So
it's kind of crazy that
I had to.
Both of our songs you have at number 3 we didn't even know about until this year, the second half of this year.
No, not at all. We've said it before, I didn't pay too much attention to Luna at all, and I would maybe check out their comebacks just to see, and then I listened to that, and I was like, oh my gosh, is just crazy. That's like one of my favorite songs like ever. I love that song.
And that's what started off the whole learning about Luna thing. Was you just telling me, hey, let's watch this? I was like, oh, that's cool. I was like, we should really learn about it.
What? Yeah, and diving into the Lunaverse was because of So What. So the song has a lot of weight behind it.
That is really crazy that just happened this year.
That came out That came out a long time ago. That has been, I don't remember when, but I know that song's been out for like a long time.
Good song though. Great song.
It is. So What by Luna.
Good pick. I really like the song Voice. Or
Great
Star,
song.
whatever you want to call it. I know the English version. Isn't it called Star or something?
The old English versions.
But that's a really good song. I really like that one. It definitely did not have enough time to get plays on my playlist. But
yeah.
Good song. That honestly might be my favorite Luna song that came out this year was Voice. Because I just love the stages. Really I love the concept. I love everything about it. Okay, top 2. So, my second most listened to song of this year is SOS by Uza.
Hey, that song's awesome.
I listen to it a lot.
That song is really great.
Isn't it crazy that it beat out all these other songs?
Yeah. Deserving though. I mean, that song's really good.
It is really good. I know we played it on here a bunch. We like listen to it. I love it. It's like got that old school, like retro sounding alternative vibe to it, you know? It's not like your typical K-pop sound, but
the ultimate driving song.
I love it. It's beautiful.
It is.
It deserved all 6,000 views it got on YouTube.
Yeah, seriously. That's so funny.
But yeah, that's my number 2. What was your number 2?
Mine was, I said that Dun Dun was my favorite Everglow title track because I totally forgot about this, even though it's my number 2 song, but La Di Da by Everglow is my
great pick.
number 2 song.
Great pick.
That was really cool.
Speaking of other retro vibes.
They pulled off the retro concept amazingly in this one.
In all of their leather.
And they all had awesome outfits, and the song was just really cool. And, still came out to that song like all the time. Love that song.
Great song. I just love the little dance break part at the end is so nice.
Oh, it's so cool. Everything about that. The video, too, was like one of my favorite videos.
Lots of Everglow and lots of ITZY on your playlist.
Oh, yeah.
Or I guess your top
track.
Love
the new groups, I guess, in a way, like, because they're still both super new.
Yeah, they really are, which is awesome. That means there's only one place to go from here, and that's up. More.
Hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully. Anything can happen, though.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So, it's time for the big reveal of our number 1 picks. And
oh, boy.
I feel like anybody who's listened to this episode, or any of our episodes, will be able to tell you what it is.
Yep.
And it's Maybe by Idol.
That's what I thought.
I was gonna say there really wasn't any question that it was gonna be my number 1 pick. I said it was my number 1 pick like when the song came out.
Oh yeah, you absolutely did. You said, "Wow, that's my song of the year."
You can probably go back and find out an episode.
And guess what? It was your song of the year.
It's amazing. It by far is more listens than any other song I've listened to this year.
It's a great song.
I loved it.
Amazing B-side. One of Idol's like best tracks, maybe their best track.
So for anyone who always says I hate on Idol, there you go. That's my song of the year 2020. So
he's allowed to hate on him because it's his favorite song of the year or most played.
It's both. I'm pretty sure I gave it the award for my song of the year a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, I think it did.
So there we go. Fate.
Yeah, because it wasn't even the B-side. It was your actual like song of the year.
Yeah, great song. If you haven't listened to it, I highly suggest listening to it because it's amazing. I still want to see the live stage from K Contact. I haven't seen anybody post it. I know it exists. I just gotta find it.
Maybe, hopefully their next comeback here shortly can kind of sound like that.
Oh my god, I'd be so hyped. It's awesome. But yeah, love that song. My number 1 song of the year, most played song of the year. Maybe by Idol. What's your number one song?
Again, like you said, no one's going to be surprised with our picks. And if you know me, you know my number one pick is going to be Monster by Irene Sogi. Again, it's my favorite K-pop thing ever exists ever. So
had to be.
Nothing's really going to beat that.
Hey,
it's hard to beat. It's hard to beat the best ever.
You got double Itzy, double Soaring, and double Everglow up there.
Yeah, I didn't remember that. I was like, these are my favorite songs.
Diversity means nothing here.
Not for top 10 songs of the year.
But yeah, I mean, I feel like anybody could have guessed what our songs were going to be because I don't know. I'd be really surprised if anyone was shocked by these picks, to be honest with you.
No, I mean, we talk about, and like, why wouldn't they know? Like, it'd be weird if we didn't talk about the songs we like throughout the year. Like,
yeah, true. It's just a build up to this, anyways.
It's the finishing touch of what we already knew. But yeah, we had to do it.
Man,
I'm sad that I'm not going to be able to put these songs on 2021.
Yeah, I know, right?
It's really crazy how many of these songs I'm like, these songs are like fighting for like best of all time spots.
They're all just out there trying to knock down, competing out there with Catch Me and Fancy by Twice.
Man, seriously, that's the standard that people are going for.
I'd say right now, top 3 songs ever, if I had to pick. I don't know about the order, but Fancy by Twice, Catch Me by WJSN, and I Like It by CLC.
That's a great list.
That's what I have as my top 3 up there. The upper echelon of greatness.
That is the list of all lists right there. The all-time favorites.
What else was I going to say? Oh, just as a fun little tidbit of information for everybody. So that's like I said, I went based off all my listens over the year. So that's how I got my list. And my number one or highest ranked most listened to song that was not from 2020 was actually my number 2 most listened to song of the year after maybe. And it was As You Wish by WJSN.
There we go.
That was like
was really no surprise either.
That was my number 2 most listened to song of the year. So actually my real list was number 1 was Maybe, number 2 was As You Wish, and then number 3 was SOS. So, I mean, 2 of the top 3 were actually in the top 3, so.
Yeah.
You just have to replace Butterfly with As You Wish.
Good job, WJSN.
And then, so I had to skip over the songs that weren't from 2020,
Right.
And there was, a huge chunk between, 6 and 9 where it's just all WJSN songs.
Really?
Yeah.
That's so funny.
Yeah, it's just, a bunch of WJSN songs.
Well, they're looking good. If they can release some stuff in 2021, then odds are they're going to be on the list.
Yeah, I know. List. I just want that Chocolate to come back. I think Space Cowgirl was on there pretty high too.
Dude, Space Cowgirl's awesome.
Which is just the intro.
It's just the intro of all intros.
Maybe we'll just make that the outro to this week because
it can be.
You guys can feel the rhythm,
awesome.
Feel the rhyme.
I wonder what 2020 or 2021 will bring us.
Well, I know for a fact it's going to bring us Idol in the first 2 weeks, so there's that.
Come on. What more could we ask for?
That is what I asked for Christmas.
That's what we all want. I don't know if anyone else is coming back, for sure.
All I know right now is Idol.
Yeah. Luna's teasers, I don't really even know what that means. I don't know.
I'm very surprised with the Idol comeback that it's not actually at 12:01 Korean time in 2021, the first thing of the year. But
so literally the first group we hear in 2021 is Idol.
I'm surprised by that, but what you gonna do?
They'll probably just come back every month. That's how they're gonna do it. It's January, February, and just.
It's gonna be like Luna, but instead of having out a different girl every month, it's just Idol coming back every month.
It's just Idol in your area all the time. It kind of seemed like that anyway. I mean, they come back a lot. So, I mean, shout out to like people who are big fans of them. You guys get a lot of content. So
it's very true. And Soyeon's like always around doing stuff, like rapping on other people's stuff.
Yeah, she's awesome.
Being like KDA. So I mean, she's like around all the time.
She's a baller.
My last question for the episode, though, to wrap up 2020 is, if you had to pick, who would you say your number one group based off all around everything for 2020 would be? I think mine would have to be IZ*ONE. Because they had their whole controversy and everyone didn't think they were going to come back at all. Then they came back with like 3 like really, really good title tracks, great albums, and they just like freaking killed it this year. So
yeah.
And this was a contract year for them.
It really was.
And they earned it. They got that extension. Just kidding. I wish they did. But yeah, they did great. I think they did awesome this year. And everybody, like, you saw it from like the first album that they put out when they came back with Fiesta to like this last album, how like all the members just had like crazy glow ups and they just really are just coming into their own right now. It's the best.
Yeah, honestly, I can't really disagree. I mean, IZ*ONE, like, they really couldn't have done more for being the year that it was. Like,
and this doesn't even count the Japanese comeback.
Especially since, like you said it, they had to deal with. I mean, freaking what was it? X1, the boys, they literally disbanded. Like the boy one after all the controversies, like, and IZ*ONE like kept going and found a way to have awesome comebacks after awesome comebacks. So not that like X1 was awesome, but like, yeah, I really don't even disagree. I would maybe vote for IZ*ONE too, but I don't know. I guess if I had to pick someone different, I mean, I'm not gonna pick a sub unit. I'd probably pick Luna.
Luna did do really awesome this year.
They've been a really fun group to like learn about and like a lot. So I'd probably pick Luna, and they have like had a few comebacks too, and they're about to have another one, and so it's been kind of fun to just like learn about them and actually like pay attention to it as it like comes out now. So
true. I would say if I had to pick a third group, I'd pick ITZY, because I feel like ITZY freaking crushed it this year, and they had they had like their whole big tour they went on and everything. So
it's crazy too because they came back like 2 times. It feels like they like came back more. But,
and they like do all kinds of crazy stages and performances.
Yeah, they're really awesome. Again, I've just watched so much ITZY stuff, so it's just like on my mind. Yeah, ITZY was really awesome. Honestly, I think we just need to give the award to IZ*ONE because like they've just like powered through.
Dude, they were Andy Dufresne in the Shawshank Redemption. They crawled through miles of crap and came out clean on the other side.
I think just what's a bummer about it too is like we know what's eventually coming too, so.
I will definitely say they made the absolute most of the time that they've had.
Oh yeah, no doubt about it.
And it's not like they're throwing out like, subpar comebacks and subpar music. Like every song they put out's awesome. Every video's awesome.
That's like it's all like everything they do is just like so well done.
And like all the B-sides are great. Everything's great. The
videos, dancing, like everything is just like top tier production.
All the reality shows are awesome. All that stuff. Yeah. So that's my award for Artist of 2020 is IZ*ONE.
Honestly, I agree. We'll just give it to IZ*ONE because like who else deserves it more than them?
Exactly. But
so
it's a good way to wrap up 2020. We had some ups, we had some downs. I got destroyed in fantasy or first year of fantasy.
You'll have to figure out how to do that again.
I'll figure out some other ways to make it more. I don't know. I'll have to figure it out. I'll have to game plan it better. The first year is always just spitballing ideas and seeing what happens. So
yeah,
we'll make it work.
I mean, after like things like the year was going on and people came back and stuff, I thought it would maybe get ugly. But like at first, I didn't think so. Like even when I took like Blackpink, I wasn't like, oh, this is gonna be like a cakewalk. You know what I mean? Like I didn't think it was gonna be like a blowout or anything. I'm like, oh, this might be pretty. But like, it was just like after a little while, I was like, okay, it's getting ugly. But I didn't think that at first.
I'm pretty sure that Blackpink songs by themselves beat my entire team.
It just seemed I mean, it seemed really even. But yeah, I mean, they just got so many YouTube views, so.
It also doesn't help that two of my groups only came back once at the end of the year, and one of them didn't come back at all.
Was 0.
Yeah, so that did not work out in my favor.
We'll say 0 does not help.
And I also picked EXO, and EXO didn't even come back either. So.
Yeah, that's tough. That's tough.
But
you really like it a lot more this year, so.
It's true. I learned all the members, so there's that.
We finally got there.
That's what we call progress. I learned so many members of groups this year.
Oh, so many.
Just based off Luna and, well, WJSN by themselves.
Dude, that's a lot of people just with two groups. Like, that's a lot of people.
And I learned all of EXO. I've learned all of, like, some of the rookie groups. Some of them I haven't, like, purposely tried to learn, but I just kind of remember them.
You just do.
So, I mean...
We're just veteran fans now. We're just veteran fans now.
It's crazy.
So, we know the ropes.
But I have to say, 2020 was a pretty crappy year, but it's a great year for K-pop for us.
Oh, I think it was too. Maybe my favorite year, honestly. Like so far, like being a K-pop fan.
So hopefully 2021's better, even though I already know it's going to suck. But hey.
Starting out with Idol. Gotta go from there.
There's always hope. Idol's coming back first. CLC's probably going to be gone sometime. Then Eisman's going to be gone.
Oof.
It's a good start to 2021. And it hasn't even started yet.
We'll see what happens. And RIP Gugudan.
But I hope everybody had a great 2020. Hope you enjoyed it as much as we did. Hopefully eventually we can go back and see concerts and stuff again. That'll be fun. And yeah. Keep supporting your local podcast.
Yeah, pretty much.
Come join our Discord. We're gonna do a group watch tomorrow. Well, I don't know if you guys are listening to this by now or by then, but we're gonna do a group watch in the Discord of the SM Town concert. So if you guys want to come watch that with us, feel free to come join our Discord. I'm actually really excited for OT5 Red Velvet, but also very excited to see NCT live.
Yeah, I'm pumped for that concert. I'm very excited because like Dan and is Super Junior going to be there? They're going to be there, and I mean, like EXO, isn't like everyone performing for them? Pretty much?
I think I only think
not every.
A couple guys from EXO are going to be there. Then Taeyeon's going to be there representing like Girls' Generation. But since we're watching it with all of our friends in the Discord, I will break my blood pact with myself and listen to Black Mamba if aespa plays it.
Turn the volume down. Yeah, still not listening to that song yet.
Although I was listening to that one video of like Winter and Ning Ning speaking English, and they pronounce it as I.
aespa?
Yeah. Because they introduced themselves and they were like, I like Winter, but it had the little subtitles AE, and they were pronouncing it as I.
Oh.
So, I mean, it doesn't really make... It's kind of weird because in Magic, there's a thing called Aether, and it's spelled the AE like that. So I would have figured it'd be aespa, but I guess it's aespa. I don't know.
All right. Learn something new every day, I guess.
But yeah, looking forward to that concert. It's going to be fun. Go follow us on Instagram and Twitter, Kpop Kimchi 101. Hopefully next time you hear from us, Justin will be sitting next to me instead of being interviewed through my phone.
Yeah, hopefully next week we can be back in the studio together.
Hopefully, God willing. And hopefully it's not snowing.
Seriously.
But yeah, we'll see you guys in 2021. Later.